the 2025 Maserati Grecale SUV. We have no new changes for the 2025 model year, and that's probably because Maserati is in a bit of a weird place right now, and I'll talk more about that in a moment. But these SUVs, they came out for the 2023 model year. In 2024, these SUVs, they got a slightly different styled steering wheel, and the Modena models, they got a new wheel design in 2024 as well, but for the most part, no big changes. And we don't even have the official pricing yet for the 2025 Grecale, although some of these SUVs, they are on sale and on the dealership lots right now. But what I've noticed is it's mainly the Modena models that are on the dealership lots right now, as well as the Fulgor EV. I'm probably saying all of these names completely wrong, but you get the idea. Anyway, even on Maserati's website, you can actually only build and see the 2024 model years, and there are 4 different trim levels. You have the base GT, which starts at a little under 70 grand, the Modena at 78,500, the Trofeo at $110,200, and the all-new 2025 Fulgor EV, which starts at $109,000. As mentioned before, I have not seen any of the base GT models on the dealership lots yet regarding the 2025 model year. It's only been the Modenas and the Fulgors. It's possible that the prices could go up for this latest model year. We're not sure, but regardless, I'll just go through the 4 trim levels that we know about. The GT model, it's got that 2-liter turbo 4 setup with 296 horsepower. All-wheel drive comes as standard, and it can do 0 to 60 in 5.3 seconds. You step up to the Modena, you basically get 325 horsepower now out of the 2-liter turbo 4 engine, of course with all-wheel drive, and it will now do 0 to 60 in 5 seconds flat. You step up to the Performance Trofeo. It comes with a 3-liter V6 with 523 horsepower, and it will do 0 to 60 in 3.6 seconds. And the all-new EV, it's packing 542 horsepower. It's got a pretty big battery pack. It'll do 0 to 60 in 4 seconds flat, and I believe the range is about 310 miles on the Fulgor. Even if you were interested in the GT model, which starts at about 70 Gs, most of the models that you're going to want or are going to be interested in, they're going to be around the 80K range, because you're going to add about 10 grand in options. So about 80 grand or 81,000 for a well-equipped GT model. But again, we don't have the official prices for 2025. But the reason as to why there's not a lot of good, reliable information for these latest model year Grecales is because, well, Maserati, they did not have a very hot year in 2024. Sales were down. I mean, Stellantis in general had a pretty bad 2024 year. There was recently a Autoblog article that came out explaining this, and they were stating that overall in 2024, with its 5 Italian production facilities, Stellantis manufactured 475,090 vehicles. In 2023, with those same Italian production facilities, they managed to produce 751,383 vehicles. So the production really took a hit, especially with these Maseratis. The Mirafiori facility, they had to pause production multiple times throughout the year in 2024, and the overall production declined by 70% for that Mirafiori facility. And the Modena plant, which produces the MC20 supercar and the V6 engine that powers the Grecale, well, that Modena plant, they saw a 79% drop in production. So that's crazy. The union leader was saying that they're very worried about Maserati, and that's because the Maserati sales, they were awful. I mean, in that Autoblog article, they were saying that in the first 3 quarters of 2024, Maserati sold 8,600 vehicles. That's down from the 20,600 vehicles that they sold in the same period in 2023, so that's a decline of over 50%. So yeah, it makes sense as to why we don't have a lot of good information regarding these Grecales. And is it worth it? Well, I mean, you go on Maserati's website, it's almost as if they don't even want you to buy these vehicles. It's pretty much a complete mockery. The lease and finance offers that they are advertising on the official Maserati website, it's just a complete joke. I mean, 3.99% financing and 4.99% financing for 72 months. Absolutely absurd for a vehicle that's already overpriced and simply tanks in value like crazy. But I'm not even mad about the MSRP price. I get what companies like Stellantis and Maserati are trying to do. They simply overinflate their MSRPs to make it look like their vehicles are somehow, special compared to its equivalent competition. And what they're supposed to do is they're supposed to give you a bunch of incentives on the back end to pretty much bring the price back down to its competitor levels, like from BMW, Audi, and Mercedes. But in the description box below of this video, I'm going to be sharing with you a free leasing calculator provided to you by AutoCompanion. This leasing calculator will show you the interest rate of a lease, the residual values, and the incentives that you can get in your local zip code. So this is one of the most powerful free tools that a consumer can use. So if you're trying to negotiate on your own, especially for a lease, this is fantastic. But of course, if you're going to be reaching out to the general manager of some of these dealerships to negotiate with, don't ever tell them where you got your numbers from. Just present to them the numbers that you're willing to pay along with the out-the-door prices, and that's it. You don't need to explain how you got your numbers. But this calculator, it updates every month because interest rates, lease programs, incentives, all of these things, they also update every month. So AutoCompanion's calculator and the manufacturer website, these are two things that you should keep up with to see the latest numbers. And I'm recording this video in January of 2025, so the programs for a lot of vehicles, it's not completely out yet, or it's not that great to begin with. Like a Modena model of the Grecale for 2025, it's leasing out for like over $1,300 a month, and that's assuming you get like a 12% discount off of MSRP, along with a $2,000 market cash incentive stacked on top, and it's still leasing for over $1,300 for like a $95,000 Modena with all the discounts that I mentioned. And that's assuming you have perfect credit and you put no money down on the lease. So yeah, that's garbage. And yeah, you should only be leasing these vehicles because the residuals are trash. They tank in value. So these are like lease and dump, disposable razor type vehicles. That's just what these Maseratis are. So you really need to lease hack these products for it to make sense. And when I ran some numbers on a 2024 Grecale GT with an $81,000 MSRP, I assumed the same 12% off dealer discount, and I stacked together like all three incentives that you can apparently get with the Chase subvented lease program. Apparently you cannot get these incentives with the Maserati lease programs, but I'm not even sure, even with the Chase program, that all of these incentives stack on top of each other. They should. I mean, that's literally the only way these products make sense. But if they do stack, then running numbers on that 2024 GT model, it came out to be like $630 a month, which is a lot more reasonable. That pretty much brings it in line with competing products like an Audi Q5 or a Mercedes GLC. So that's good. I mean, if you just want to be different, there you go. But we don't know just how long the 2024 Maserati lease programs are going to last for. I mean, it already seems like this brand, this company is not interested in selling any vehicles. I mean, their programs just reflect that. It's not great for both financing, leasing, paying cash. All methods of buying this makes absolutely no sense. You basically get this if you really hate your money. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do think that this is a very cool brand. I mean, I absolutely love things like the Alfa Romeo Stelvio, but I mean, it just financially makes no real sense. It's like they're not even trying with this. So yeah, it's a hard vehicle to recommend. If you're just able to hack a 24 model from a dealership at a deep discount, then sure, have fun. But as we already saw, this company, it's just not in a good place. I mean, they're shutting down and reopening their manufacturing plants over and over. In fact, with that Autoblog article, they were saying that they were supposed to reopen their facilities for February regarding these Maseratis. So I don't know what this company is up to. So even if you happen to get a really good deal on these products, if you need to have warranty work done or you need to get parts for these products, that could pose maybe an issue, just something to think about. And another thing, even on a lease, I mean, Maserati does not offer you any free maintenance, unlike BMW, which gives you 3 years of free maintenance. The warranty is decent at like 4 years, 50,000 miles for these Maseratis. That's fine, but again, no free maintenance is included. And that sucks because I've heard a lot of Maserati dealerships, they really charge steep prices for basic things like oil changes. Some people were reporting that they got quoted $400 or $500 to do a simple oil change at their local Maserati dealership. Of course, you can either change the oil yourself or even take it to a reputable shop. That is fine, but you never know. Just some of these dealerships, they can kind of screw with you if you need to have warranty work done and they see that you're not maintaining the vehicle at the dealership. They might get pissy with you and try to, deny your warranty coverage. I'm not sure. They shouldn't. They're not supposed to do that, especially if you keep up with your records regarding maintenance, but just all things to watch out for. Overall, this is not really a brand and a vehicle that I can practically recommend to anyone. You're better off looking at things like the Audi Q5, Lexus NX, RX, Mercedes GLC, things of that nature, or even just going with the Porsche brand. That's the thing, when most people, once they're done playing with the Beamers, Audis, and Mercs, they tend to just graduate to the Porsche brand anyway, and they don't really look into the Maserati stuff, or Jaguar for that instance. So yeah, it is what it is, but hopefully you found value with this content. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you again for watching. Take care, and goodbye.